Era 1, the blueprint, 90s to 2010. What does it take to go from a 4-year-old Elvis impersonator in Honolulu to a Grammy-sweeping, Super Bowl headlining, arena-packing global icon? Let's find out. Before there was 24K magic, there was Peter Gene Hernandez, born and raised in Hawaii, who was performing on stage practically as soon as he could walk. He became known locally for Elvis impressions, learning early that charisma and tight musicianship could turn a small room into a big moment. That early stagecraft becomes crucial for his success later on. It's why Bruno never looks lost on the biggest stages. In the early 90s, the 6-year-old stole scenes as Little Elvis, even making a cameo in the 1992 film Honeymoon in Vegas, where his tiny pompadour and swagger wowed audiences far beyond Honolulu. He eventually moved to Los Angeles and learned to win behind the scenes first. In 2009, he partnered with Philip Lawrence and Ari Levine and formed the production songwriting team, the Smeezingtons. Their pens started landing everywhere. Then the dam broke in 2010 when Bruno co-wrote and featured on B.O.B.'s Nothing on You, a #1 Hot 100 hit, and sang the hook on Travie McCoy's Billionaire. Those records prove two things: he can write hits for others, and his voice, soulful, bright, and instantly familiar, sells stories in seconds. In addition, although not officially released as an album, The Lost Planet is a 2010 digital compilation album by Bruno Mars, featuring 13 tracks, including his two 2010 hits that showcase his early work as a solo artist and collaborator. From this point on, Bruno Mars isn't just in the room, he's setting the temperature. This era is the foundation of Bruno's mastery of craft and melody before the solo stardom. It's the toolkit he'll use to define each era that follows. Era 2, the Classic Crooner, 2010 to 2012. Bruno's debut album, Doo-Wops and Hooligans, released in 2010, acts as a thesis statement: clean melodies, throwback warmth, and songs built to last. This album blends pop, R&B, and reggae influences into a warm, radio-ready sound built around themes of romance, vulnerability, and carefree fun. Lyrically, it balanced heartfelt ballads like Just the Way You Are and Grenade, with playful tracks such as the Lazy Song, showcasing his versatility as both a crooner and entertainer. Critics praised its infectious melodies and accessibility, while fans propelled it to multi-platinum success, cementing Bruno as one of pop's most promising new voices. Just the Way You Are shoots to #1 on the Hot 100 and wins his first Grammy for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance. Grenade follows with another run to #1. This is Bruno as the modern classicist, simple, earnest, and laser-focused on hooks. Listen to the production choices: pianos and clean drums, vocals front and center. He's not chasing trends, he's building trust with the broadest audience possible. The videos and performances are similarly straightforward, no spectacle required, because this era is about making the song the star, and establishes Bruno's brand as a bulletproof melody with universal emotion. It sets the bar he'll later flip and funk up without losing the masses. Era 3, the headliner, 2012 to 2014. With his second album, Unorthodox Jukebox, released in 2012, Bruno widens the palette. He expands his sound into funk, soul, disco, and rock, creating an eclectic yet cohesive project. Lyrically, it was bolder and more adventurous, spanning raw heartbreak in When I Was Your Man to euphoric anthems in Locked Out of Heaven and Treasure. Critics lauded its versatility, and fans embraced it as proof that Bruno could reinvent himself without losing his mass appeal. Locked Out of Heaven fuses Police-style new wave with a pounding dance rock engine and finds itself at #1 on the Hot 100. When I Was Your Man shows he can strip it all back to a piano ballad and still top the charts. The range is the point. It's a jukebox, but never shapeless. The industry takes notice. Unorthodox Jukebox wins the Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Album, and the live show levels up to match the music's ambition. Then comes the visibility rocket booster, the Super Bowl. In February 2014, Bruno headlines the Super Bowl 48 halftime show. At the time, the most watched halftime ever with an estimated 115.3 million viewers, and brings out Red Hot Chili Peppers for a stadium-shaking funk rock moment. Overnight, Bruno isn't just a hitmaker, he's a headliner. This era doesn't replace the crooner, it trains him to command a stadium and proves Bruno's versatility only upgrades his scale. Era 4, the Funk Architect, 2014 to 2016. Between albums, Bruno detonates a cultural moment with Mark Ronson's Uptown Funk. With 14 weeks at #1 on the Hot 100, it's more than just a hit. It's a world-stopping groove, earning a Grammy for Record of the Year. The hit proves something vital. When Bruno acts as a funk architect to reconstruct classic sounds with modern polish and outstanding showmanship, he gets the audience electrified and on their feet. Uptown Funk is the bridge between Bruno, the versatile pop star, and Bruno, the world-class funk bandleader. Then came Super Bowl 50. In February 2016, Bruno Mars again took the halftime stage, this time alongside Coldplay and Beyonce, turning one of the world's biggest broadcasts into a masterclass in showmanship. These aren't merely prestige bookings, they're trust signals. Only the most reliable showmen get these spots, and Bruno delivers with military precision, blending flawless vocals, tight choreography, and unshakable charisma to prove why he's one of the greatest live performers of his generation. This performance reinforces his reputation not just as a hitmaker, but as a world-class live entertainer capable of owning the spotlight on the biggest stage imaginable. Era 5, The Crowd Commander, 2016 to 2018. Releasing 24K Magic in late 2016, Bruno fully leaned into retro funk, new jack swing, and R&B, dripping with confidence, swagger, and luxury. The lyrics embrace celebration, romance, and playful bravado, defining Bruno's most exuberant era. 24K Magic kicks open the door. That's What I Like climbs to number 1. The Finesse remix with Cardi B resurrects the 90s visual and cultural vibe of In Living Color for a new generation. Critics call it joy first and precision engineered for the dance floor, while fans turn it into an era you feel as much as here. On stage, the show becomes a neon-tight review, horns lock with choreography. The band hits like a single organism. And then, the crowning moment, 2018 Grammys. 24K Magic wins Album of the Year and Record of the Year, and That's What I Like wins Song of the Year. It's a sweep that cements Bruno as both craftsman and crowd commander. In this era, Bruno levels up from chart success to cultural authority and continues to entertain with flawless showmanship on his 24K Magic Tour. He's not just making hits, he's defining the mainstream sound and stagecraft. Era 6, The Soul Revivalist, 2021 to 2022. After embarking on the 24K Magic World Tour, which grossed over $370 million, making it one of the highest grossing tours of the decade, Bruno Mars dropped Wake Up in the Sky with Gucci Mane and Kodak Black, Please Me with Cardi B, and Blow with Ed Sheeran and Chris Stapleton, showing his flexibility across genres. He kept a lower public profile from 2019 to 2021, doing more behind-the-scenes work, like developing music and contributing to film projects, especially during the pandemic. His next era really began when he teamed up with Anderson .Paak to form Silk Sonic and released An Evening with Silk Sonic in 2021, a project that treats 70s soul like a precious artifact but delivers it with modern swagger. The album arrived as a full-body vibe, live band warmth, meticulous arrangements, and smooth, silky vocals. Compared to his solo pop hits, his Silk Sonic singing is more restrained and velvety, prioritizing vibe, intimacy, and interplay. The hit song, Leave the Door Open, became a slow burn phenomenon, reaching number 1 on the Hot 100, then a clean sweep at the 2022 Grammys, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best R&B Song, and Best R&B Performance. Silk Sonic underlines Bruno's curation power as a soul revivalist, proving he can resurrect an era with respect and sell it to Gen Z without compromise. The next era. Looking back, there's a clear pattern behind Bruno Mars's evolution. Each era sees him mastering a style, then refining it until he owns the stage as both a craftsman and a showman. 2024 saw Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga release their first ever collaboration, the soft rock ballad Die With a Smile, which quickly ascended to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and dominated the Billboard Global 200 chart for 18 weeks. He also partnered with Blackpink's Rosé to co-write, co-produce, and feature on the flirtatious pop-punk single Apt later that year. Bruno's journey shows that reinvention doesn't mean chasing trends, it means setting the standard. So the question isn't whether he'll define another era, it's just what sound he'll decide to reinvent next. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the eras that built Bruno Mars' legacy, hit subscribe and let us know which of his hits is your favorite.